Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking onto this page. Okay, so we're gonna go a little bit into depth about how to go about generating B2B leads and appointments for your accounting, bookkeeping, or financial consulting business. So essentially how it works is as follows. We're gonna map it out on the board here. So at Variance Marketing, we believe in a really emphasized philosophy, which is that outflows, okay? Outflows equals inflows. Now, how that works essentially is the more times that we're getting in front of your target consumer, being a business owner, a CEO, someone who's a key decision maker, the more times we're doing that per day, the more inbound opportunity you're generating for yourself on a consistent basis, right? So let's just say I'm sending, let's use a different color for this one. Let's just say I'm sending 100 cold emails per day. So I'm going to say a day. Let's just say I'm sending 100 cold emails per day. Let's just say that I'm sending 100 LinkedIn messages targeted at CEOs per day. Let's just say that I'm doing, or my team is doing 100 cold calls per day. And let's just say that I'm prospecting 100 people every single day in Facebook groups. Okay? So for this one, I'm basically building a list of multiple CEOs, across your region, whether you're working locally or, across your, country. We'll build a list of 100 people to contact per day via cold email. Then we're going to do 100 outbound LinkedIn messages per day targeted at CEOs within your target industry. And then we're going to do 100 cold calls per day targeted at individuals who would likely buy your services, as well as 100 Facebook group prospecting outflows, okay? So if I'm doing all of these per day, you're looking at a total outflow count of pretty much 400, okay? So that's pretty much 400 different opportunities to get new inbound customers. And when I say customers, I mean you're enticing these people with some kind of offer, indicating, hey, here's my offer. I want to guarantee you, tax savings within the first 30 days of working with me, or your money back, for example, right? Let's just say you busted out an offer like that. You blasted out an offer like that 400 times a day using 4 different types of routes and vehicles to get your message out there, right? Let's just say you did that 400 times a day in a very targeted manner, right? Do you honestly believe that would lead to more customers? The answer is yes, it truly would. It naturally is a logical game. It's something where you have 400 people seeing your message per day. Even if you have a 1% success rate, let's just say you have a 1% success rate, right? That's 4 new clients, okay? So I'm going to say inbound sales opportunities. 4 inbound sales opportunities per day, okay? That's assuming that we're sending 400 outflows, diversified outflows, every single day targeted at CEOs, business owners, and people within your target segment. And that's what we do at Variance Marketing, right? We have plans called Deal Flow. Essentially what we do is we go ahead and we conduct these outflows for you. Specifically, we specialize in accountant, bookkeeping, as well as financial consultant outflows. We really know how to identify, how to essentially get customers in your pipeline. But what I'll tell you is these 100 cold emails, you have to do tons of different outflow offers, right? So you have to try different offers at the same time, split test essentially to see what offers make the most sense for your business, right? Then, LinkedIn messages as well. You have to A/B test that, right? You have to try different industries, different segments, different CEOs, different owners, right? Directors, presidents, different job titles, right? You want to target these people and send an automated count of 100 per day, right? As well, for cold emails, you want to build targeted lists of potential customers that are within your niche. Even if they are large-scale enterprise, it doesn't matter what the size of the company is. You can literally put together a really hyper-targeted list of the type of people you want to work with and just blast emails out to them every single day. But not just a one-time email. You want to put them through a sequence. So you want to put, and I'll do this in a different color now. Oops. You want to go ahead and put through cold email, through LinkedIn, through those are the first. Okay, so for these two, you want to be putting them through what we call a sequence, an outflow sequence. Okay, so we call it outflow sequence, and that usually only applies to these two. So the cold email as well as the LinkedIn messages. You're going to go through an outflow sequence. Okay. Now this outflow sequence essentially is you don't just stop at the one touch point there. You set up infrastructure to reach out to these people multiple times, whether it's 3 to 5 touch points in an automated format, okay? So the first one could be like a general offer message. Hey, we'll guarantee you tax savings within the first 90 days of working with us. Hey, we'll make sure that we beat your current bookkeeper in terms of their cost, by 10% guaranteed, right? Whatever your offer may be, there's so many different offers that we have for these accountants, right? And what I'll tell you is that you want to put together follow-ups and some kind of sequence together that will naturally bring you, more opportunities. You want to engage in the conversation. Don't just, have one touch point with the customer. You want to have 3 to 6 touch points with the customer naturally to guarantee yourself more inbound opportunities, okay? And so what we do is we set up those sequences for you. As well, what we're going to do is for cold calling, and I'll do this in a different color. For these two, which we call, cold calling as well as Facebook prospecting, it's a little bit different of a strategy because this requires more follow-up, more manual follow-up. When I'm talking to someone in a Facebook group, I'm independently reaching out to someone who is in like an entrepreneur, CEO, Toronto startup community, Vancouver startup community, Texas, e-commerce entrepreneurs, whatever type of business owner you work with, we source Facebook groups for those types of CEOs. And what we do is we conduct outreach in a very manual way. So we're starting conversations with people. That's what we're doing. Not only that, but we're maintaining those conversations, right? Same thing with cold calling, right? You don't want to just blast the same offer every single time. You want to gauge the consumer, really approach it in a more customized, tailored manner. And so that's what we do for cold calls and Facebook groups, where we essentially, instead of an outflow sequence, what we're doing is we're doing more manual conversation, okay? And if you can do all of these, not just the initial touch point, remember, these are all just the initial touch points, okay? You're doing 400 initial touch points per day to bring, let's just say 1% of the time, even though you're gonna have a higher success rate than 1%, let's say you have 5 to 15, potentially I've seen as high as 25%, success rates with this stuff. So we're seeing a lot of appointments coming in for our customers. But bottom line, let's just say you have 1%. That's 4 inbound sales opportunities per day, and that's just on the initial touch points. You're forgetting that we're also doing manual conversations, so we're maintaining those conversations on a consistent basis, plus we're also putting them through an outflow sequence with 3 to 6 touch points. So at the end of our deal flow plans, whether you go for basic, standard, premium, diamond, we always hit our appointment guarantee. Okay? So when it comes down to it, you're gonna be in a position where you're naturally scaling your business. And we love helping customers do that, especially our B2B customers, because at the end of the day, when they scale and they become successful, so do we. That's what we do. That's what marketing is. That's why we have really high reputation on Google, Facebook, Glassdoor, all these review platforms. It's because we know what we're doing when it comes to generating inbound sales opportunities, okay? So what I recommend is you look below for more information about our plans, okay? I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. There's more to come. What I want you to do is go ahead and read the information below. So, schedule another time to talk to me directly or one of my colleagues, and we'll definitely go ahead and answer any questions you have to make sure that you're successful and to make sure that we start a deal flow plan where we're gonna guarantee you a certain amount of appointments or your money back, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.